2023年9月初，我回到了阔别2年的加州旧金山湾区，拜访了 John Easterbrook 先生。那几天 ，John Easterbrook 先生因为中国国家主席习近平给他写了一封信，而引起媒体的关注。John Easterbrook 先生出生于军人世家，他的外祖父就是大名鼎鼎的史迪威将军，而他的父亲也是一位陆军少将。二战时曾在中缅印战区参战，是第475步兵团的指挥官。John Easterbrook 先生自己也是西点军校毕业，是位退休的陆军上校。2023年8月8日，重庆举办了史迪威将军诞辰140周年的纪念活动。
As that was being planned and was kicking off, is that I wrote a letter to President Xi Jinping to express my personal appreciation for his support for people-to-people activities and to outline for him some of the activities the Stillwell family has been doing in this area for several decades. I had no expectation that I would even get an acknowledgement from the office of the president. So it was much to my surprise that just this Wednesday, and when CCTV was here doing an interview, that I was informed that I would be getting a letter from President Xi, not just an acknowledgement, but a personal letter. And sure enough, that afternoon, in came this letter from President Xi. Very nice letter, really reflecting his knowledge of both what the Stillwell family has been doing, as well as the reinforcing the worth of people-to-people activities. Now, in my letter to the president, I outlined several projects that the Stillwell family has been involved in over the past decades. At the top of the list is the Stillwell scholarships that are being given and supported by the Middlebury Institute of International Studies in Monterey, California. These scholarships are open only to Chinese scholars studying for their master's degree at the Institute. And to date, we have provided some financial assistance to about 50 Chinese scholars. Another project that we've been involved with for many years is the Stillwell Museum in Chongqing, and trying to provide ideas for them to how to improve the museum. It has now just been made a Tier 1 museum in China, and I'm very pleased that there is now a large photo exhibit at the museum with the theme of Who Was Stillwell, so that you can inform the visitors to the museum who this man was that the museum is named for. And I might add, this is the only museum in China that is named for a foreign military officer.
我是在2019年认识约翰的，当时刚开始研究民国空军在美国接受训练的历史，在旧金山图书馆办了一次中美空军联合抗战图片展。我邀请了约翰参加图片展的开幕式，约翰很爽快地接受了邀请，并做一个简短的发言。他在发言中强调了图片对历史研究的重要性。
Historical photographs are wonderful for documenting and exploring history, or developing or renewing friendships.
约翰还讲了这么一个故事：有一次访问中国时，他带了这么一张照片， 史迪威将军和一群国民党将军的合影，其中包括黄维将军。照片中有一个小女孩，不知是谁，是否还活着？经过搜索，确认这是黄维将军的长女黄敏南，就住在北京。
Shortly thereafter, I took Huang Minnan good copies of these photos that she was in. She was most appreciative as she'd never seen the photos before, and we have become good friends ever since.
2023年8月8日，史迪威将军诞辰140周年纪念活动在重庆举行。约翰的2个女儿苏珊和南希亲自前往参加，约翰自己则是通过视频连线发言。
What Nancy and Susan did over there when they delivered their remarks at the symposium is they talked about Stilwell's qualities and character traits. Talked about him as a man, not as an army officer necessarily. But I talked about his relationship really with the Chinese soldiers and the Chinese military. Stilwell had a tutor in Chinese.
1920年，史迪威到北京，曾经请了一位关先生做他的中文教师。史迪威的中文名字就是关先生给起的。对史迪威的孩子们来说，关先生就像他们家的爷爷。
But I gave an interview one time in Beijing, talked about this tutor and had a picture of him in the article. And about 2 weeks after that article was published, is that the author received a call from a lady who said, I am that tutor's granddaughter. Well, the word got back to me, and I collected the pictures just like with General Huang Hui's daughter, and took them over the next trip and met this lady whose name is Guan Rui, and gave them the pictures to her. She'd never seen these pictures before either, and was just thrilled to have them. The last incident or project I will mention is took place in Tenchong.
事情起源于一张美军葬礼的照片，一棵巨大的榕树下，站立着10几位全副武装的中美两国军人。照片左侧，一个手持圣经的美国军官正在主持葬礼。这里埋葬的是谁？他们的家人在哪里？几位中国研究抗战历史的年轻人开始了挖掘工作。在腾冲国殇墓园中，他们找到了一块墓碑，上面写道：在收复腾冲战役中，美军中尉夏伯尔等14名官兵壮烈牺牲。14个人里却只有一个名字。这块墓碑上的人和那张照片有没有关系？他们找到了约翰，请求约翰帮忙寻找这些阵亡美军的名字。在斯坦福大学胡佛研究所的档案部，约翰找到了一份文件，其中一页列出了收复腾冲时的美军阵亡人员名单，总共有19人，比墓碑上的人还多了5人。
Shortly thereafter, there were 19 memorial headstones dedicated in the Tenchong Cemetery. One man who was killed, a Major McMurray, we found his 2 daughters were still alive, and they were thrilled to know that somebody was looking after the memory of their father in China. And subsequently, they made a trip over to China, met some village elders that knew exactly where their father had been buried, and went to that place and had a very emotional time in Tenchong. That the Stilwell family will continue to do what they can to promote people-to-people activities and build understanding and good relations with the Chinese people.